Futbol! But anime. Hi. I went Sko when the guy did the thing, Annie. Did they say Sko or go?
You say one soccer reference, one soccer term, one soccer anything, I'm into you.
And this is FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast an FU. So obviously we're going to be talking about the titular anime. I don't think that's how you say that word.
I don't think I use that word.
Blue Lock, the new sports anime where we talk about a bunch of kids taking soccer a little too seriously.
So essentially, they decided that baseball is no longer going to be the #1 sport of Japan. It's going to be soccer. And some dumbass named Eagle has started a program called Blue Lock to find Japan's best forward striker. One row for a team that has 11 players.
Can I say real fast? Really bold of this author to be like, hey, I'm going to have this character just say Japan's soccer team, complete dog shit. Like, that's why we never win anything.
Well, I mean, I guess if you actually look at the history of the Soccer World Cup, does Japan ever win?
So Eagle decides, hey, the government gave me a lot of money because I guess this is a government-funded program. Why not? I'm going to invite 300 strikers all across Japan, and I'm basically going to keep them in like a prison-like setting for like weeks or months on end. Like, sorry if you guys want higher education, go fuck yourselves. And we're going to stay in here until I find the best striker in the world.
You know, honestly, I feel like the series makes it like so horrifying. Like, oh my god, only one of us gets to become like represent Japan, and Blue Lock is gonna kill our dreams otherwise, or these other participants are gonna kill our dream otherwise. But it's like, this is just kind of life. In reality, really, only one person can really represent Japan. I don't know if there's like backups, but you know,
It's like a play.
I just mean like they put it all in like a pressure cooker called Blue Lock, but in actuality, life does the same thing. It just takes longer for you to realize that it's not gonna happen for you.
I think it was like, going in episode 1, like the thing just got me. It's like, wait, how long are they gonna stay in this facility? Like, you're kind of ruining their lives if you just train them to do soccer and then tell them, hey, you're not good at soccer, fuck off. And they have to go back into the real world and being like, well, what do I do now? I can't read English.
Well, I mean, they had the chance to not participate from the very beginning. They knew what they were getting into.
I just can't believe 300 parents said, yeah, this seems like a great idea, son.
Hey, I mean, they're gonna flounder no matter what. At least they have a chance to actually get like a straight shoot into like, oh, you're gonna have like a really good career.
I don't know if any Asian parent would have said. I think white parents might have. But that's, details. We get into the real sport where we follow our main character. Is his name Yoichi Isagi?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I'm looking at these notes and I'm like, I don't think anyone has ever called him Yoichi. Is he number one?
This is Japan. They're only called by their last names. Hello.
I like my favorite character is Lemon.
Lemon.
He's the most useless character, but he has the funniest name.
Every villain is Lemon.
So Isagi, he just realized that working in a team sport doesn't really work out for him, Like, he gave the ball to someone and he fucked it up. And so he's gonna beat himself up about it. And Eagle's like, what if I told you? Never rely on your teammates. Your teammates will drag you down. Teammates are only there for you to devour and eat and take their skills. And we both went, okay, so not your regular sports anime right off the bat.
Definitely not. Every time I watch a sports anime, it's always compared to Haikyuu. I'm like, the creators saw Haikyuu and thought, I fucking hate this. I'm going like the complete opposite and have a complete different like dynamic between characters. But it's still pretty gay.
Okay, that's the thing that pisses me off about Blue Lock the most, is because you have to have an ego. You have to be individualist, right? You can't care about anyone else. So it's kind of like when you're building bonds, like let's just say Isagi, oh man, I really love you, Chiguri and Kunigami. And in the back of your head, you're just kind of like, yeah, but I saw that one episode where you said it felt great sending people home and destroying their dreams. So I think there will come a point where you're kind of like, hey, sorry that your dreams got crushed, but don't worry, I'm gonna be great. So fuck you.
Let's start off with this. For all of Blue Lock, right? Like the whole first season, 24 episodes. I love this show. I think this show is fantastic. It's different from Haikyuu, and I love both of them for very different reasons. But I love how cutthroat Blue Lock is, and I love that, like, in the end, you're gonna cut bitches off.
I despise Blue Lock for the same reason why I love Blue Lock. It's because...
Wow.
No. It's the whole reason why I said, but like, I love the character dynamics. I love Reo and Nagi. I love Isagi and Bachira. I love Chiguri and Kunigami. I hate the fact that because they're in a sport of being ego, that every time they like contradict themselves being like, oh, you're my, you're gonna rise me up, like I need you. It's like, it's gonna get immediately contradicted the next episode being like, I'm going to climb on your corpse and get stronger myself. So it's kind of like, well, why do I even care about these dynamics then? Because I know it's gonna get ruined later.
I think it's interesting because I don't think Isagi in the end will be the one.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think that's how this series is gonna be. So for me, I think there's a thrill in trying to see who ends up at the top. Because it could be Rin.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking say this right now. We're gonna talk about this right now. I think Isagi's a Mary Sue. I don't understand why Isagi got like 10 times better at this sport where everyone's like, oh, we gotta look out for Isagi. He's the number one threat. And like the only thing he realizes is that he should be looking out for himself and not worry about others. Like, are you telling me he has the brain power to see the whole field and predict what's gonna happen once he realized he shouldn't give a shit about his teammates?
I don't necessarily agree if he's the Mary Sue. I think he has a lot of growth, and I think he was able to figure out like his talent is basically having the hawk's eye that they have in like Kuroko's basketball. Is that like he can like formulate the plan. He's the what do they call it? The short forward or whatever. I don't know what they call it in fucking basketball. But what I'm just saying is like
He's a setter.
no, not even this. Well, I guess actually yeah, he would be the setter in volleyball. But I just love how he's just like he's watching people. He's never thought of himself as like the greatest because he's never had a skill. He's had to constantly watch people, and like that's all he really knows, that he has to watch people and devour them to grow stronger.
Also, don't get in the comments being like, Isagi can't be a Mary Sue, he lost several times. Well, yeah, but like, I consider Mary Sue if like a really powerful character starts sucking your dick because they think like, oh, you have great potential.
But that's another thing that I really like about Blue Lock, is that you don't have to win.
Oh,
You can play the game.
It's not like Food Wars.
Right? Like, in the end of second selection, I mean, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But end of second selection, he lost. But he played the game, showed that he was the MVP, and got to move forward to third selection. Like, that's fantastic. Even like in first selection, when Kuon was the traitor, and then like, oh, he just needs to be the best player of Team Z to move on. That was fucking brilliant. Like, I love like all the different thought processes and dynamics that they're keeping into consideration. Like, not everyone is gonna work together. And that's fine, because when it comes to competitions, I like people who play the game.
Me sobbing a little because Kuon was my favorite character. I decided that on the episode, and then he was an asshole, and you're like, okay, well, Raichi, come over here then.
I'm pretty sure Kuon's not even in the game anymore.
No, he's out, baby. Oh, wait, I mean, let's go over. Okay, introduction arc. The challenge is you're in a soccer field size room. There's a ball. If you're the last one who's like touched the ball, when time runs out, you're out of the competition. So they're all kind of kicking the ball.
And this is when Kira, the prodigy, the guy who looks fucking he's exact copy of Oikawa from Haikyuu. And I gotta feel like there's gotta be something to it, because Kira's a prodigy and Oikawa's a prodigy. Except Oikawa was also an asshole. But, you know, he was the king of the court, right? The grand king of the court.
He was my first favorite character.
I mean, he's good looking because he looks exactly like Oikawa. The whole thing about Isagi ends up getting tagged, right? And he's like, what do I do? And Batra waking his ass up, I mean his own ass, and being like,
I broke this guy's foot, get him.
Yeah, and being like, wait, no, I'm not gonna get the weakest player. I'm gonna go after the strongest player. And he like Batra kicks the shit out of Kira with the ball. But that scene was like, I gotta watch this fucking series. Like, I thought that was a great first episode.
When like Isagi's like, oh, I'll never be as good as Kira. Kira defeated me in that one soccer game we did. Then I'm gonna pelt him with a ball. And I decided, yeah, you know what? I am gonna be better than Kira. And then Kira's like, I'm gonna go back to fucking IQ. Disrespect.
You know, it kind of reminds me of like RuPaul's Drag Race when you're in All Stars and you get to pick who gets eliminated. And it's like, oh, like to play a fair game, you should get the one who did the worst that week, not your biggest competition, because that feels dirty. But it's like, no, actually, if you think about it, you beat the best no matter what. Whether the best comes with you at the end or in the beginning, you still beat them because you got to eliminate them. I mean, there's also the whole thing with Blue Hydrangea taking out Pangina Heels and UK versus the world. And
I'm looking at the circle of people who watch Drag Race and people who watch Blue Lock, and there is no sliver, there is no overlap.
The sliver is the people who actually subscribe to FunUntitled knowing that we do anime and RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm just saying, you beat the best no matter where you take them out.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, this Monk Kid got solidified on my shit list for the ends of the earth.
Monk Kid is basically the author's favorite. You know he's the author's favorite because they're the most blandest character with a weird personality.
There's always that one character that there's no way there's a fan base for this character, but they get so many damn scenes because it's their author's favorite.
And so once they like take you out and they find like Team Z, the 11 people, they go into the first selection where they have to also fight with the quote unquote other sucky teams, and they round robin it, and whoever, I think it's like the top 2 teams can move forward, and the bottom 3 teams, only the best of those bottom 3 from each one gets to move on to second selection.
And so, we get to see these 11 people, and I don't know, the author should have said, hey, don't get used to this team. You're not going to see them after a while. But it's interesting because it's all strikers. The immediate first problem is, how do we give other roles to everyone? Because all we all know how to do is strike.
I will say the first selection is probably my least favorite part of this series because of what you just said, and it's kind of like, well, what the fuck? I mean, I guess you get to know some of the characters, right? You get to know Bacha and his dribbling, Shiguri and his speed, Kunigami and his left leg strike, and I don't remember anyone else.
Lemon and his goalie abilities. Gagamaru, he's always able to hit the ball no matter what position.
Oh yeah, because he's like tall or something.
He's a jungle boy. He goes in the forest and he fights bears. Right? I'm like not even making any of that up.
Oh.
And then Kuon's a super high jumper.
But this is where you get to meet Reo and Nagi.
The 2 gayest boys in Blue Lock. Somehow, with Bachira standing there being like, I really like you, Isagi. And yet somehow he's not even the gayest one here.
And I think the dynamic between Reo and Nagi is so very interesting.
Because basically it's just Reo's a rich kid who's like, everything was given to me. I want the World Cup because it's something that cannot just be given to me. And he meets this prodigy kid who's like, fun fact, a lot of people try to enlist him into sports. Because I guess Nagi is a prodigy at every sport. And I'm like, every goddamn sports anime needs that one character who's good at every sport. And I'm just like, no, that's not how it works.
That was Kisen, Kurokono's basketball.
Yeah, and Maid-sama, there was that blonde kid.
Oh, that's a Mary Sue character, that dude.
So it's like, oh, wait, I was like, Nagi, you're my ticket to getting a World Cup. I'm literally going to now make you my entire world.
Hold on. I'm watching this Pizza Hut commercial, and they have something called the Melt, which basically looks like a really fat calzone. We gotta get that.
God, I wish you paid attention to me when
Not sponsored, it's just when looking at the Wikia and
Stop
then we have random commercials.
So Whale is like, I love you, Nagi, and Nagi's like, I'm really good at soccer, so I'm just gonna do my own thing, and hopefully I'll get my own like spin-off series about my life. And he did.
I want to read that.
Like, there's gonna be a movie. You don't have to read it.
There's a movie?
Yeah, there's announced for season 2.
Oh, about Nagi's perspective of the first match?
Also,
Holy
his
shit.
introduction arc.
Holy shit.
So Nagi's like super good, and like the only reason why they can defeat Nagi and Reo is because Kuon, like we said, was a traitor and decided, hey, I don't want to be a traitor anymore. The last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna help my team win by tackling this poor boy down.
Which kind of makes sense that he kind of had to pivot once
Yeah.
they found out he was a traitor and he wasn't going to end up being the best player. It was going to be Isagi.
And more than one people can go on, as we see here. Oh, actually,
No, Reo and Nagi's team was the second best.
Oh,
Or,
okay.
you know, they were the top 2. Okay, so...
before we move on, I do want to say, just general opinions on like, Chigui's like, I had a knee injury.
Oh, that's just like sappy sports anime crap about don't let your past hinder you, or, even though this may be dangerous, you gotta do what makes you happy kind of shit.
Alright, now we can move on to the second selection.
So they do this little game of like, you have to like defeat the AI goalie, right?
Because this company has too much money.
And so you get to go to the lobby of the second selection and you have to make a team of 3. And so Isagi and Bacha, they pretty much passed almost at the same time, the number 15 and 16. And they're like, all right, so we either get Kunigami or Chigiri to join us as our third.
I guess whoever first comes in, right?
But then Nagi comes and it's like, no, I'll be the third. Rail, suck it.
And Whale has his entire gay mind blown. He is now upset for the rest of the series about being denied his boyfriend.
I mean, honestly, it was a pretty shocking, jaw-dropping moment. Because it's like, sports series has the duels, and you never break the duel up. And Nagi just left on his own accord, and it's like, you're breaking the formula, but this is causing the drama that I need to see. I love the part where, like, Rail's like, did you forget the promise that we would both be, like, national players? And Nagi's like, I didn't forget, but did you? Because I'm gonna do whatever it takes for me to be the best. You should do whatever makes you the best. I was like, oh, fuck, and that's awesome.
And then Chiguri and Kunigami's like, hey, who's that gay boy crying in the corner? Well, take him. I don't give a shit. And Rio's like, so I have to lose my boyfriend and then be on a team of 2 happy boyfriends. fucking bullshit.
Second selection is like the best. This is like where the series gets so good.
So basically, in the beginning, it's like 3 versus 3, and like I think it's called round 2. And then if you win, you get to take a team member from the losing team, and you move on to the next round where it becomes 4 versus 4.
And if you lose, you become 2 versus 2. And when you become a team of just 1, you are automatically eliminated. You may only pass on to selection 3 if you get to a team of 5.
Which sucks because you kind of have to be like denied twice in order to lose, and it's like, no, not a great feeling.
You know, essentially, yeah. You're basically being told that you are worse than like at least 2 other people. I also really like that like Isagi, who's been told many times that he's the worst player, decided we're gonna go up against the best team right now.
You know, the first 3 fuckers that finished first and then decided to be on a team, we're going against them.
And the other 2 like, yeah. I'm like, guys, he was told that he was the worst player and he just figured out how to get good.
Hey man, they got that ego. Which, by the way, number one pet peeve of mine that we named the dude orchestrating this eagle, and he's telling everyone to get an eagle. And like, I want to know what they said in Japan, because do they think that we made up the word eagle?
Well, I assume when he's eagle saying get your eagle has a different Japanese word. So it's basically the English word saying you gotta get your Japanese version of this word.
I don't know, every time I hear, I just think of him like promoting his Bitcoin. Buy the eagle coin to become better at soccer.
It will never crash on you.
So yeah, so the 3 go against the other 3, and they're like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have gone over the best 3 players here, because they're all monsters.
Besides Rin, the other 2 are so fucking annoying.
Okay, well, let's get into this. So Rin is the younger brother of a really, I guess like the best soccer player in Japan that's young.
I think he has like, he's the best of his specific position.
Okay.
Which I don't know what this is because they don't talk about anything except strikers.
So they hint at Rin being like, I gotta defeat my brother. I now have a brother complex. But other than that, he's a pretty cool guy. He looks just like the guy from Free. And it doesn't help that he's named after another character in Free.
He looks nothing like him.
He looks just like Haru.
No, he doesn't. No. The brother?
No, the Rin.
No, he doesn't.
Rin looks...
Bullshit. What are you looking at?
Okay, we have to like Google it because apparently Minzy doesn't know Free that well. And yes, Rin and his brother looks just like Rin and Haru from Free.
And Kunigami looks like the love child of Ichigo and Bakugo. Like, what's going on in this show? Oh, and like Naga looks like Killua.
And Chiguri looks just like Angel from Chainsaw Man. Yes, we know.
Whoa, hold on. That's not a classic anime.
So, yeah, Rin is just basically the best player here. He's awesome. He can predict everyone's moves, yada yada.
And he's basically Isagi, but better.
And then there's Ryu, my boy Ryu with the long hair and the glam.
Do you like him?
I love him.
Yes, fucking.
No, I love him.
Yeah,
So
fucking.
funny dude.
No.
Here's the thing. He has really long hair and he can jump really high. And you think, oh, he's all, conceited. He thinks about his looks. He's only thinking about glam. But he busts his face hitting a ball to try to get a goal. And like, my man's dedicated. My man's loyal. My man's pussy don't stink.
First of all, why does he not put his hair up?
Why does Chiguri not put his hair up?
He does. It's kind of like in a braid. I mean, it's not like completely in like a ponytail, but it's more manageable than what he does.
Let me ask you this. Is it glam?
It could be.
Oh, my boy Ryu. You can't have everyone in a ponytail.
It makes no sense. There is no soccer player in the world who's just playing with super long hair out.
But yes, I do admit, Tokimitsu, the guy who's like, I'm so nervous. He's annoying.
Oh, is he?
Maybe if they gave him long hair, I wouldn't think so.
You hate men with long hair.
No, contraire. I like Avery, I like Linhart, I like men with long hair in fictional animes because it gives the androgynous look. I don't like men with long hair in real life.
What if your son wants to have long hair?
They can, I just won't be attracted to the boy. I just, you do whatever you want with your hair. I don't give a shit. I'll never be attracted to you.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to hear. So
they lose terribly.
And Rin is like, alright, Isagi, give me your boyfriend. And Bachi's like, do I have to? Well, steal me back, Isagi. Steal me back.
Which is hella gay.
Hella gay. And Nagi's just like, sorry about your boyfriend, but let's go.
And then they go on a 2 versus 2 against Baro and some other guy from Team Z.
Would you like to talk about how much you love Baro now?
Okay, so now it's Isagi, Nagi, and Baro. And
because of course they wiped the floor with them. They weren't gonna get out this quickly.
And they go up against Kunigami, Shigiri, and Reo.
Can I just say, these three were fucking around so long that like the first team, like we had 2 matches. You guys did nothing? Come on, man.
I mean, unlike most people, you gotta like size up your competition. That's why like the first team didn't have anyone to go up against for the longest time. Everyone else was smart enough to know not to go up against the top 3. They had the hot spring or whatever you call it scene, but they're like 6 jack dudes, also minors though, so whatever.
Yeah, think about your word choices. Jack dudes, the Jack boys.
Anyways, then those 6 fight against it out. And okay, so Baro is my favorite character of Blue Lock because of what happens in this fucking match. Like, I liked them when they did like the first selection, because anyone who's gonna call them like the king of the field is gonna be my favorite, obviously, because I love fucking Oikawa. And so they're trying to figure out how they're gonna win. And Isagi and Nagi already have this rapport. They already know that they like each other's playing style. Isagi's seen Nagi enough to know like how he can like adapt to his playing style and to get goals. And Baro is just doing his own thing, and he's like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna play with Baro. I'm just gonna use him as like a decoy, and I'm gonna score without him. I'm just gonna use him as a pawn in my play. And Baro's like, oh shit, wait, do I have to play well with the others? Do I just like let Isagi do his own thing so that way he can set goals and we can move forward? And he's like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing that fucking shit. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna go beyond what I am now and just do my own thing and get the Black Thunder or whatever that.
It's called the Black Flash.
All I'm saying is that he's got like this really cool aesthetic now.
That's his villain play.
Yes, he's gonna be the villain of the court.
No, he's no longer a king, but he'll be the villain.
Like, he's like, I'm not the protagonist of the story, I'm the antagonist, and I'm gonna ruin everyone's fun. And he just blasts through everyone and helps to win in his own fucking way. And then like when the game's over, he's like, did you call me a fucking donkey? Like he's gonna beat the shit out of Isagi, and Isagi's like, oh shit, I said that in the heat of the moment, I didn't mean to. Bam, slap.
And because of that, they stole Chiguri, and Kunigami's like, hey, Rayo, I know it sucks watching your boyfriend walk out that door, but you cannot look away. You look at this and remember the pain you feel. And it's like, hey, Kunigami, that's a little gay. Come on, man. There's no way you say that about a straight friend.
I love the little, what do they call like additional times?
Yeah.
Where, like them just hanging out with each other and how they're just like Baro's basically the mom of the group.
Made boil.
And then he's just like, dudes, you gotta clean after yourself, you gotta do your warm-ups. But apparently they all fall apart when
You see he leaves.
yeah.
Maro clearly a mama's boy, right?
He's got it, right?
Gotta be. I don't want to typecast him, but he's either a mama's boy or the oldest of like several siblings.
I mean, he's got that confidence to just be like, I have to take care of myself. So now we're going back to the 4 versus 4.
And the first thing they do is, I gotta take my man Bachira back. Hey, number 1 team, you didn't go in any other matches yet? Come on, let's go.
And I just mean like, this is also a pretty good match.
There's a gayest way of challenging them though. Just going to the team like, I'm here to take back Bachira.
I will say though, like, I mean, the whole match, of course, was like very great.
But you gotta say what the main crux of this match was Bachira feeling insignificant to Rin and Isagi.
My problem is 2 things. One, it took up a whole fucking episode. All to say, I don't need the monster anymore. And I'm just like, what does this do?
The monster is a gay disease, by the way. I don't care what anyone says, it's being gay.
I just mean like the monster held him back. Like it helped him, but now it's holding him back. I'm like, why? I don't understand. And you made a whole episode on this. Like Bartle's thing was like half an episode.
Yeah.
And then you get to see like this new cool aesthetic. Batra basically is like goes from, okay, I want to play with the monster to I want to play with other monsters to no, actually I don't need monsters. I just need to play the game by myself. Which is like his version of his ego, right? But I still don't get what the fucking point is.
I don't get Bachira because like his whole past is that he didn't play well with others. He couldn't give the ball to other people. He could only give the ball to the monster. So he would just sometimes shoot the ball into an empty space because in his mind that's what a monster was. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know what metaphor we're making for other than this kid's autistic.
And the mom being like, yes, listen to the monster. I'm like,
but then like he never has that problem as soon as he is Blue Lock, because I guess the implication is that as soon as he had Blue Lock and he saw Isagi beat the shit out of Kira, he was like, oh, you're my new monster, I will always give the ball to you. And it's like, well,
maybe that was the problem.
Oh.
Because as a kid, he was lonely. So he needed to play with someone. And when the monster became real, he wanted to play with Isagi. But that goes against everything Ego wants.
But yeah, it spent too much on Bachira being like, I'm not gonna get left behind, I'm gonna get stronger. And it's so funny to me at the end when Bachio's like, he helps Win get a goal and Isugi's like crying on the ground and Bachio's like, I thought I need to be alone, but when I tried to be alone, you came and found me. Isugi looks at him with the gayest look ever as this man has a leg down on the floor.
No, maybe the monster isn't homosexuality. It's closeted homosexuality. So when he got out of it, he was like, I can be fully gay now.
Okay, so Bachio's my favorite character because I resonate with the line of like, I gotta be myself even if I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life because of that.
And I just already explained how Baro is my favorite.
So, if you want to psychoanalyze us about like Baro versus Bachio, I hope we find those keychains you bought me. I have no idea where they are because we never cleaned up.
I know, right? Okay, you share who your second favorite character is.
Alright,
mine's weird.
Yeah, it is basically the end of the series. We make it through, we fight a bunch of foreigners. Unfortunately, because of translation, Bachio no longer understands English, and I feel bad for the boy.
That subtitle, like the Japanese version of it, when he says, your experience is gonna be traumatic, it like lives in my head.
I love it when Win says that.
So funny.
And Bachio's like, I don't know how to say the word Wednesday in the dub. Like, I wish they translate, like, hey, I don't know how to say the Japanese word for Wednesday, whatever.
I know, right? Like, why don't they?
I don't know. It's like, I can't understand their heavy accent. Like, no, bitch, you can't understand English because you're Japanese. Anyways, I digress. We're going to move on to our favorite characters. So the first one I have is Bachio. The second one I have, I'll give it to Nagi.
Really?
Yeah, I like him.
You don't like overrated characters.
I don't, but he's not annoying about it.
Wow. I'm shocked. I don't know. I thought you'd pick like Chigiri. Because you really seem to like Chigiri.
I do really like Chiguri, yes. He would be my third favorite because he's very pretty.
Oh, okay.
So I feel bad 'cause I feel like this is the fandom popular pretty boys. It's Bachio, Nagi, and Chiguri. And then I do a shout out to my boy Raichi, my little gremlin child that I love. He plays sexy soccer. We never get to see it, but I love him.
Okay, so mine is Baro because he's fucking cool as shit. My second is Rail.
Really?
Because he's the drama. Because I feel like you're gonna see an exponential growth for him, or he's like coming for revenge. Like he's gonna cut Nagi in the throat for leaving his ass. Even though it may have been good for him. Like I see so much potential with Rail.
Wasn't there like an extra time where he was just kind of like sulking in bed because he wasn't with Nagi, and Chiguri and Kunigami's like, we are not going to talk about it. We are going to accept it.
Drama. It's kind of weird. I shouldn't like Rail as much as I do, but for some reason I just see so much potential in him.
Alright.
My third is Rin, because he's number fucking one. I think I will like Rin more than Rail when Rin gets his character growth. Because he's got to get over this brother thing. This whole brother thing is nonsense. I mean, I guess until I find out what it is, but I mean, whatever it is, he's gonna grow over it.
I like the part like, no, me and my brother has a good relationship. It can be fixed as soon as I defeat his ass. Like, man, what's happening here?
Another boy with the drama. So I don't know. I guess for some reason my favorite characters are all drama and dramatic.
To end this episode, Blue Lock, recommend?
Oh, highly.
And I wouldn't.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of FunUntitled. Join us next week where we talk about Blue Lock characters that we would destroy in a fight.
I'm gonna have you watch Haikyuu and then we're gonna like compare and contrast the two.
God.